with a gill look on the side, you know, kind of a combination that was mutated, which I think that's what evolution is, kind of a mutation process.
Bruce Barlow, number 2. Contestant number 3, Yosuke Takayamaki.
This man just turned 17 today. Happy birthday.
Mass contestant number 4, Ed Yang.
For this guy, I knew I wanted something flaring out of the back of the head. And I was in my anatomy class, and we're studying about bones, so I thought maybe a pelvic bone would look kind of neat.
Number 5, Chet Czar.
Take your brain spoon and gently dip it in the skull. Come on now, don't be afraid to take a nice hearty scoop. Put it in your mouth and chew thoroughly. Now, any cranial fluid left on the lips should be wiped off immediately. Continue these steps until the cerebral cortex is in view or until your appetite is satisfied. Eating brain should prove to be quite an enjoyable experience. Well, probably not, but wasn't it fun learning? Good night and bon appetit.
Number 6, Jim McLaughlin. Number 7, Brian Wade.
Every little town has its own cast of characters. Always got a drunk and a gossip who spills words. And there's probably another me there too. So why can't I find another you, another you? So why can't I find another you?
Number 8, Mark Gabarino. Number 9, Stuart Land. Number 10, Robert Stanley. Number 11, Kent Jones.
I met a famous theatrical mask maker whose name was Benda. Long since dead now. Benda made these gorgeous papier-mâché masks. And he told me that if a person puts on a mask and was not really thinking about what his face is doing, that involuntarily his face will assume the expression of the mask. In other words, if you put on a happy mask, you will smile. If you put on a sad mask, you'll look sad. And you will feel that way also.
I do the sketches, I'm not too concerned whether they're that accurate as far as, I've got a lot of extra lines and thought lines and scribbles on them, but I know that's the kind of look that I want, and then I'll go and do a second-generation sketch of those that's more detailed and more refined and a little less jumbled with lines. And then I'll look at that and refer back and forth. And then, of course, once you get into the 3D, things change from what was on paper.
I think one of the hardest things to come up with is originality, because once you start a sculpture, it always ends up looking like somebody else's work. So I really think coming up with an original idea is probably the hardest part, and then you incorporate your skill in sculpting and mold making into the actual final piece.
Sometimes it's hard to draw the line between whether you should use an appliance or a mask, or a mechanical head for that matter. I usually make that decision based upon many factors, not only just what I think creatively is going to give the best appearance aesthetically, but also the practicality problems. For example, I did some work on a film recently called Rat Boy, and I did a couple different designs. One was with wider spaced eyes, more rat-like face, which couldn't be done as an appliance, because in an appliance you just glue it on a person's face and you need to use their eyes. So I did this as a mechanical mask with a radio-controlled eye blinks. It was a neat design, but in this case, this film, the person had to work for 50 days. Having a mechanical mask that the person had to look out of little eyes that are spaced out like this was a torture device for a person to wear, and especially if a person had to wear for 50 days. I think it should be a prerequisite to anybody who does make effects that they should know what it's like to be inside of it. I mean, I grew up with this shit on my face. I grew up gluing rubber on my face and putting stuff on, and I usually try to do a prototype version of whatever I'm doing to fit myself, to see what it's like on the inside, because some poor actor has to wear this for, sometimes months.
今回日本から参加する高柳です。これが今回僕が制作したマスクですけど、色はパックスでのせてます。主に筆を使ってますけど、それからあとメカニカルですけど、ワイヤー操作でまぶたの開閉、それとあとチークでスマイルを表現できます。それとあと自分の顎で動かすんですけど、それをするとアッパーリップが上がる仕組みになってます。
Sometimes just the mask is not enough. If you have this bizarre head, you should have a bizarre body to go with it, so then we've got monster suits.
The next group of bizarre beings is the monster suit group. But brace yourselves, because from the pits of hell they come, these horrid and dreadful creatures.
Evil are you, beautiful undead thing, you. Why don't you assist these contestants on stage? May we have number 1, Adam Hill.